So, who is Lord Jew for anyone whose introduction to you is through this interview? How would you describe yourself as an artist and as a person? And do you see any difference between the two?
There's definitely a difference between the two. Lord Jew, the artist, is more, out there and um a go-getter and an entertainer, you know. And then Lord Jew, Giuliani, which is my real name, me as a person, I'm more, reserved and to myself and, you know, um, what am I trying to say? Like, I'm not quiet, but I can be. And I'm not an introvert, but I'm more of an introvert than I am an extrovert. So I'm an introvert with extroverted tendencies, but Lord Jew is like just out there and, big energy. People gravitate towards her a lot and more confident.
Most definitely, and I love your energy. You're funny, like you know what I mean and
Really?
stuff, everything. Yeah, like I some of the skits that you've put out, like
Niggas
and
be
stuff,
like,
everything. I
babe,
think
can I get a
I
threesome?
saw the
What's up? Call
threesome
your
skit,
friend.
and that's hilarious. Like you know what I mean and stuff, like low key, like and stuff, everything. Like that is one of the funniest skits I've seen this year and stuff, everything. Like low key, and the music I really like. I really like it because like and stuff everything. I feel like and stuff everything like even though like you know what I mean and stuff everything. I feel like that there's a there's the twerking and stuff everything. Obviously, like which is like cool, but you have bars, and stuff
Cool
everything,
with
and that's
bars.
yeah. Like I don't see that from like a lot of female rappers and stuff everything that are actually like really MCs. I think like
Hmm.
what I mean and stuff everything. They're missing a lot of some of them are missing like that layer. I see like you and me and stuff. You as a complete artist, but I know you're from Boston, and I wanted you to talk about like the hip hop scene there now, and specifically after COVID.
The hip hop scene is growing as we speak. It's always been here, but it's getting more light shined on it now because a lot of the bigger artists are, putting on and repping where they're from more and getting more light. So when they're getting more light, everybody else is getting more light. So it's growing and expanding and, it's becoming, something of the light of the city now. So it's good. It's good. COVID kind of, shut shit down, but it didn't really stop people from working and putting out music. Not that I've seen. It didn't stop me from putting out an EP last year and videos and things like that. So it just slowed down, like the concert and things like that, the interpersonal things. But when it came to like putting out music, I seen a lot of people still grinding and doing what they had to do.
Right. And you kind of like, it used to be this thing in the past where like, if you were from Boston, like people felt like they had to go to like New York or like LA to blow, like and stuff, everything, like, specifically, like Millie's, like, and stuff, everything. He went to New York, or like, like Bia, she like goes to like LA. I know she's not from Boston, she's from Lowell, but like Mass and stuff, everything, like in general, like do you feel like, and stuff, everything, like the scene is getting bigger where there's like industry now? Because like I'm like looking on your Instagram, I see like these different outlets, and stuff, everything that like it seems like it's really like growing and getting bigger.
I mean, yeah, well, they had to go out just because they had to, you know, they did what they had to do here and they felt like they were done with what they had to do here. So they just had to go out and, get more of a bigger audience. I feel like everybody has to come out of their nest. You know what I'm saying? Like you can stay in Boston if you want, but it'll be better if you go out and explore and, bring your talents with you and let people know who you are and your music. So it's not a bad thing, but it's just there's no real big market out here for you to stay out here and be big out here alone. You have to start here and do what you got to do here and then move on.
Definitely. And I see like your catalog of music is growing. Before this interview, I watched all your videos from the flop freestyle to shake some, and I definitely see the growth as an artist. But I think one of the things and stuff, everything that is consistent is that people gravitate from you from the beginning, like, and they're receptive to the music, and it's only getting bigger. How does that feel for people to be receptive to the work you put out?
It just feels rewarding, it feels like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, like when you start something and you're nervous about it and you don't know how people are going to receive it, and then you get good, reviews and things like that and good feedback, and you start building your support system and your fan base, and you keep going and it keeps growing. It makes you want to keep going. So it's pretty motivating, you know. So
Yeah, you're doing your thing. And so, how would you describe your current sound, and how has that evolved from Boss Talk to the Jew print?
um I don't really know how to describe my sound. That's a really hard question for me just because I don't think I have like an area related sound, like an East Coast. Well, I definitely have an East Coast sound, that's for sure, but like not like, a New York or down south or anywhere of those. I'm kind of like, unique in my sound. I don't think people would really be able to tell where I'm from if they hear my music. Definitely, they'll know that I'm from the East Side, but not specifically where. I definitely am inspired by more so New York rappers, but I have a unique sound. So I just
Definitely.
would say that it's different, and
Yeah, and
it's
that's one of the things I really like about it is like you really bring like your authenticity to the music. I feel like and stuff everything I get to see, a little bit of like who you are as a person, and I see like you're a multifaceted because you have like a lot of these like one-dimensional artists out here. Like and stuff everything when they listen to their music, they don't really have like the layers and stuff everything. But like I see like you have like a lot of different like you're multifaceted, and like I thought that's really interesting and stuff everything like what music are you listening to right now, and like what music inspires you?
um I don't really have like a go-to. I usually go back when I'm looking for inspiration for now. Like I'll go back to like old Missy, old Lil Wayne, old Nicki, um, old Jay-Z, Fab, and things like that. What I used to listen to in high school that inspired me to actually start writing music to just get re-inspired. But right now, I just kind of tap into whatever just dropped just to see what people's doing. I'm not really like on something like stuck on any new artists or any new like bodies of work. Not to say that they're not good. It's just not what I'm doing. I don't
I,
really.
I feel you. I was listening. I was reading like a past interview, and you were talking about how like your dad was a old school hip hop DJ, and that was like one of your
Mhm.
biggest inspirations. Is that how you kind of like fell in love with hip hop?
Well, yeah, so my dad introduced me to all different genres of music. And then his dad, my grandfather, introduced me to like the musical instrumental side of things. Like he taught me how to read and write music. He taught me how to play the violin. So music has just always been a part of my life and like taught to me. I had to get up and practice. I had to listen to it. I had to study. Then my dad had a whole bunch of records in the house and he would play them, and he would play, rap music in the car and classical music in the car and R&B music in the car. So that definitely inspired me and just gave me my love for music, my family's inspiration.
Yeah, like and I feel like you can definitely see like and stuff that you are musically trained, that you've had some training like with the way the songs are structured and like how
Mhm.
catchy they are, like what I mean, sonically, like listening to them and stuff everything, it's a whole vibe. And 2021 is almost over. What are your plans for this last part of the year?
So I just dropped my project, the Jew Print. So I'm just trying to, push that more, get some more visuals out, do some more shows. I got a couple more shows coming up, and just kind of like make my mark with that. I don't like putting things out and then just letting it kind of rock. I gotta, push it and do what I gotta do to for everybody to hear it, because a lot of people heard it, but there's so many more people that can hear it, and I'm trying to just get it to as many ears as possible.
Definitely, Lord, you like I'm really respecting the movement, and like thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Most definitely.